Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Citizen Sleeper. In the last episode, we found ourselves a derelict unit that we're trying to renovate, and we also met a yet again lieutenant. But we're going to start off here by talking to Cassador, a curious data fence. You cross between two walls of units, one of the cavernous streets at the center of the low end. The pressurized bridge is full of the clack of Tavla, the shouts of children, the whir of air filters. Sleeper, you turn to see a man sitting at a Tavla table, alone, somehow untouched by the hustle and bustle of the people around. He gestures to the stool on the opposite side of the table. Sit. Sure, I'll sit. You sit at the metal stool, and he starts setting out the board with counters, or at least the filter caps low-enders typically use in their place. Castor, he says, by way of introduction, looking over his glasses. Night or day? He asks, gesturing at the caps, crudely sprayed white and black. I'm gonna have to say day, aren't I? I mean, praise the sun and all that. He rotates the board so the white caps are in front of you. Let's begin. You take a plastic die each, pitted and worn, and roll to determine who starts. Castor rolls a 6. You, a 4. I lead. He smiles and begins to move his first cap precisely along the board. Play passes back and forth between you, the die changing hands as the caps spread along the board. As it does, Castor speaks, eyes not leaving the caps. It is unusual to see a sleeper on the eye. That's why I wanted to play you. You take your turn, rolling a 5 and a 6. Let's play carefully. After all, a sleeper's mind must be somehow different to a human one. Being emulated, I mean. As Castor talks, you build up a wall of caps, stacking them safely across the board. Progress is slow, but you remain unexposed. I don't mean to offend you. Castor meets your eye. I merely see that you are by definition different. What has been subtracted in the emulation? What has been added? He slides a single cap onto an open point. A risk and an opportunity. He hands you the dice. You ever think about this, Sleeper? About what you were before and what you are now? Always. You roll a double 1 and solidify your wall. Castor whistles. The holding game. Commendable. It can be brave to build from what came before. He rolls the dice and leaps your wall in a single move. But we cannot idle too long, Sleeper. The slower we move, the sooner we are caught. The past you is not just an idea, a concept for you. It is a living, breathing person. He looks up over his glasses, his eyes bright and wide. You split from them like a shadow splitting from its caster. You may be sleeping now, yes, but one day they will awake and carry on with their lives, unaware of your fate, no matter what it may be. He hands you the dice, smiling. You are a branch severed from the main trunk, an offshoot who refuses to die, so to speak. You roll again, under pressure now, trying to slip your caps out from under Castor's before he solidifies control of the game. So what I am curious about is how you see yourself in all of this, Castor adds. What does this tangle of truths make you? It makes me very driven. Castor laughs. That much is obvious, Sleeper. I see it in your eyes. You are eager to make all this count for something. Castor looks away, through the glass to the crowded units on the sides. But driven towards what? He starts removing caps, his home board now full. Is there an end here, or just endurance? You try a few more rolls, attempting to get back in the game, but Castor clears his home board with a sense of the inevitable. He has known he was winning for a while. I feel I may have pushed too far. He slides another cap from the board. I apologize. My curiosity has a habit of getting the better of me. You roll to return a cap to the board, but all the spaces are blocked. Castor clasps his hands apologetically. You play well, really. Your weakness is not your game. He smiles warmly. We have much to learn from each other. He slides his glasses back up his nose and sits back. I feel we could share knowledge, ideas, perhaps even data. His eyes glint with that last word. To our mutual benefit. He slides his final cap from the board. It is over. He has won. Oh, well, I see. Please, I don't want to make you uncomfortable. He holds up his palms. My intention is only to help you endure here, and if I am able, feed my curiosity. The game over. You notice the bustle of the walkway once more, the call of the children, the deliveries, the arguments and reconciliations. They wash over you as you stand and leave, Castor nodding goodbye as you do. Crossing the walkway, you replay the moves of the game in your mind, looking for an opening you are sure was there. So, Castor, what can you do for me? He buys data in bulk. Interesting. Do I have 5 data? I have 3 Yataghan data, I don't have 5. I wonder how that's going to play into it. Maybe he pays better than the Yataghan people? Okay, so we need to eat, because our energy is really low right now. We could do with going across into the Founder's Gap. That's something that needs to happen. The Compressor Club is starting to count down quite a lot. I should probably be worried, but we'll see. My energy's back up. Let's go and rest for the day and see what happens. Oh my god. What kind of roll is that? I've heard of snake eyes, but that might be taking the pee just a little bit. Well, can I use these ones to get data? I want to see how much Castor gives me for selling 5 stacks of data. If it's 100, that's really good. Any Yataghan agents? Is it 1 for Yataghan? It is. Okay, let's extract one of these. That should give me 5. Okay. Where are you, Castor? I want to input 5 Yataghan data. The stories about Yataghan are brutal, but I want the truth. A vial of stabilizer should provide the motivation. Oh, wait. So he actually tells me what he gives me. The Heaven Edge protocols will give me a ship mind. Whereas this is a vial of stabilizer. I mean, 5 data worth 10 each, so it'd be 50. Cryo. Stabilizer's 80. It's good value for money. Let's do it. Okay, and I can't do it again. So I think those are sort of like one-offs that could prove useful. Oh no. The Compressor Club really is getting close. Is the junk merchants here? When are they going to arrive? 4 days? Yeah, they're a way away. Don't think I can buy junk anywhere else. Can I buy junk at the Ort Exchange? I might be able to. I know I can resell it at the Ort Exchange. Yeah, so I can sell it, but I can't buy it. So what do I want to do with all these wands? Should I just re-roll? Let's re-roll. Let's see what we get. Oh, great. How much better? We got a 2, a 1, and a 3. At least the 3, I can probably do something with it. We unlocked up there, didn't we? Should I just go across the Founder's Gap? Let's go across the gap, don't I? When you mention Ankita, the spacer selling passes smiles. I'll give you a discount on passage to the Greenway. I'm sure this won't be a problem. A heavily tattooed spacer takes your chits and tells you to prepare. She'll be waiting at the edge for your arrival. Take the ferry across to the Founder's Gap. Take the ferry across the Founder's Gap to the Greenway. As you step out into the passageway, someone barrels into you from behind, sending you stumbling down the corridor. You turn to see an unfamiliar spacer, laden with heavy gear. She steadies herself, staring you down as if daring you to respond. Excuse me? She squints at you, shaking her head, before setting off down the corridor. I'm sorry for her. The second spacer smiles at you apologetically. She's on a mission, and when she's on a mission, they shrug. It's not a problem. They smile. You're sweet. Peek! Esh stands further down the corridor, glowering at her friend. She chops at the air, pointing down the corridor to whatever end she is rushing to. Peek raises their eyebrows at you. Esh, please. Do you want everyone on this station to hate us? Esh hardens. They want to hate us, they can hate us. She drops her hip. I'm not exactly seeing much love as it is. We're lucky we got through before they set up that damn cordon. Cordon? Peek gestures in your direction. See, they don't even know what you're talking about. This station isn't Hawthorne. Not everyone has to follow some corporate protocol. Ash sighs. I'm not saying they are part of the administration. She jerks her head in your direction. But I am saying we need to get these supplies to the Briar before someone starts asking questions. Can I help? Peek smiles slyly. See, Ash? Help. Isn't that exactly what we need right now? Peek. Ash rolls her eyes. Peek ignores her. We are with the refugees, the ones Heaven Edge have cordoned off from entering the station. Ash interrupts. The ones that are being quarantined in makeshift vessels that barely made it to the Eye to begin with. The ones that your station administrators have called an existential risk and are running out of supplies while their right to safety is being debated by people with no stake in their future. She quickly looks away, annoyed at her own outburst. Peek sighs. She's right. People are trapped out there, and they turn to Ash. We understand that this is a big problem for the Eye. Hundreds of refugees and more ships turning up each cycle. They hold up a hand to stop Ash interrupting. But... Ash turns away, a burning anger, a palpable force in the close quarters of the corridor. They need supplies, and after everything they've been through, the quarantine isn't helping. Peek finishes. That's terrible. Ash looks back at you, her fierceness fading. Peek, please. Ash gathers herself and the supplies. Ash, we need help, just like the refugees needed us. We need others too. They smile at her. Peek turns to you. Come find us. The climbing briar is docked at the Broken Spoke, past the Greenway, in the wastes. We have a good view of the cordon, though we are keeping our distance for now. Come help us. They squeeze your hand. Ooh, going through the wastes, good lord. Esh turns to leave and Peak follows, waving goodbye. A moment later, Esh shouts back down the corridor, "Don't bother coming empty-handed. You want to help us? Show us. Bring supplies or don't come at all." And with that, they disappear around the corner. Esh already picking up speed as Peak calls for her to slow down. A refugee flotilla? Where are they coming from? And why now? Each time you think you begin to understand this place, something changes. So we got a new drive. Flotilla aid. Esh and Peak need help gathering supplies for the refugee flotilla, quarantined past the wastes. Will you help them bring mushrooms to the Briar? We're looking for Ashton. Somewhere here as well. We also have our Greenway cipher. I think it goes here. The entire Greenway is locked down, shrouded in a dark cloud of shifting currents. What is happening here? Let's open it up and hope this isn't a bad idea. The cipher burns away as it is slotted, the data sparking like a lit touch paper. What has been unlocked? The Greenway roils beneath you like a silt-choked river. If what Navigator said was true, then no one has accessed these networks since the collapse. The Hunter and Killer protocols have never set foot here, never cleared out the intelligences and systems. So why then, you wonder, does it look so dark? Is it just that the bit rot has set in, the entropy of systems reducing everything to shadows and light? You watch as the slotted cipher fizzles in the one open, distorted gateway on this entire rim of the station. It flickers and winks out, and then you are falling into the flow. A river of swirling darkness. You are spun by it, twisted by it, lost in it. It's not the Greenway was hiding in the darkness. It is made of darkness. It is filled by this substance, this process, this swarm. Now you're among it. You notice that a swarm is exactly what it is. 1 billion individuals moving in a flow. There is no network map here, no nodes and threads, only a storm of interchangeable points, shifting configuration endlessly. Then you see them. A figure turned away, the only bright spot in the dark river. You push closer through the storm. The gardener. They are facing away, at least you think so. They are so fractured, so overgrown, that it is hard to tell. Even from this distance you can see their flesh is moving, glowing. You watch, silent, as they stoop and reach down. In their hand is a dark shape, and with twisted fingers they press it down into the loam of data beneath them, pushing it through this trembling soil. Then they move away, go a little further, and repeat the process, as if they were sowing a field. You push forward, but somehow, despite their slow and deliberate speed, they move faster, and they quickly fade into the storm. You reach the point where they planted the object, and look down. There it is, a glassy, shifting polygon, with something inside. You reach down and pick it up. It is cold, but it thrums with energy. You look towards the path of the figure, but they are long gone. When you blink out of the cloud, back to the leaves and the dappled light of the greenway, you hold a seed in your hand. Interesting. There doesn't appear to be anything else here. There's the broken spoke. Alright, let's go back to the real world. We now have a gardener's seed. You need to find somewhere safe to plant this gift. The Founder's Ferry's flashing. The Greenway. The Service Dock. Haifa Commune, a self-sustaining community. The Wild Margins. The Wastes. And then there's the Briar. Okay, well, let's have a look at why the Founder's Ferry's flashing. It's just flashing because it's new. Okay, that's good. Let's take a look at the Greenway. So we can map the pathways, rather than simply thrash through the undergrowth. You might sketch a map of this overgrown jungle to try to better navigate its hazards. Or we could walk the Greenway. The simplest way to explore the Greenway is simply to pick a path and set off into its twisting chambers and passages. This carries obvious risks. So, there is something I have been thinking of doing, which is maybe I should just get this. Upgrade my intuition to the highest it can be. Which would give us a +2 here. Which would make this 3 a 5. Which would give us a good chance of trying to get through here. Let's explore the green. You map a section, but that is always an unexpected passage. A collapsed chamber ready to introduce chaos into your careful studies. Oh, that didn't go to plan, did it? What's this service dock? Why is it that you always have to wait for Feng? When is he going to be the one waiting for you? Ah, we're waiting for Feng to get there, huh? The Haifa Commune and the Wild Margins? You know what? I think I'm going to look at these in the next episode. So I'm going to thank you all very much for being here. Please like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. Thank you again to the members of the channel. It really does help me make these videos and keep the channel going. But as always, I'll see you next time.